Welcome students in my first lecture of physics. Today we are going to start chapter 1 of standard 12th. Name of this chapter is electric charges and fields. Students, you have already studied electric current in 10th standard. You have also studied that when a charged particle, that is electrons, they move in a conductor, we call that there is a current in a wire or a conductor. But basically, electricity can be divided into its two branches. One is static electricity and the other is current electricity. In static electricity, the charges they remain stationary on an object, while in current electricity, the charges they are in motion. Moving charge produce electric current. In our textbook, chapter 1 and 2, they are related to static electricity, while chapter 3, 4 and many other chapters, they are related to current electricity. Students, we have experienced many phenomena in our day-to-day life which are related to static electricity. For example, in monsoon season, we see the lightning in the sky. This is due to static electricity. Also, we have experienced that the small pieces of paper they attract towards the comb when the comb is brought near to that small pieces of paper. Also, you might have observed the sparks in a synthetic or a polyester clothes in a dark room. We have also experienced the shock when we touch the handle of a door or a car. As well as you might have experienced this thing that when we touch a person sitting on a chair, we get a shock. These all phenomena are related to the static electricity. Our next topic is about electric charge. Students, we know that any matter consists of atoms, and atoms they are made up of electrons, protons, neutrons and many other particles. But we are here going to concentrate on electrons and protons only because these are the charged particles. Students, we know that when a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth and then if that glass rod is brought near to the small pieces of paper or other light objects, then that small pieces or light objects will attract towards the glass rod. This discovery was made by Thales of Miletus in Greece. Hence, the credit of attraction or repulsion due to static charges was credited to him. Now, the name electricity is coined from the Greek word electron meaning amber. Amber means yellow or orange color spark or a light. We have seen that when a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth, both get electrified. Means both that objects, glass rod as well as silk, they get charged. This process is called electrification. So we can say that electrification means acquiring an electric charge on rubbing. Students, now we know the meaning of electrification. When one body is rubbed with the other body, both the bodies get electrified. Means both the bodies gets charged. But it was interesting to know that the charges induced on these bodies were of opposite nature, which is called the polarity of the charge. American scientist Benjamin Franklin named one of these charge as positive and the other as negative. To detect the charge on a body or on an object, a simple apparatus is used, which is known as gold leaf electroscope. With the help of this electroscope, we can detect the presence of charge on an object. Students, you can see here in this video that when a charged comb is brought near to the metallic lid, the foils of metal they repel each other due to like charges deposited on them. You can easily try this at your home in a spare time. As shown in figure, when a glass rod is brought near another glass rod, here you can see that in figure A, both the glass rods are positive charged. So what will happen? There will be a force of repulsion between them. In figure B, you can see two plastic rods. Both are having negative charge. Again, when they are brought closer to each other, there is a force of repulsion between them. In figure C, you can see there is a glass rod having positive charge and a plastic rod having negative charge on it. When these two are brought closer to each other, there is a force of attraction between them. From this we can say that two like charges will repel each other and two unlike charges they will attract each other. This you can see in figure D, E and F. Figure D and E represent like charges and figure F represents unlike charges, that is one is positive and the other is negative. Now let us move to our next topic, conductors and insulators. Those objects or materials which allow the electric current to pass through them are called conductors. Example, metals, human or animal body, even earth is a good conductor. Conductors have electric charges which are free to move inside the material. Now when I say free charges, then definitely it is the electron which are free to move in a solid conductor. Protons are also charged particle, but they are not free to move. They are bound in a nucleus. It is not easy to remove any proton from the nucleus. So when we call a good conductor, then definitely the conduction is due to electrons only. Now when some charge is deposited or transferred to a conductor, that charge gets distributed to the entire surface of a conductor. It will not remain at one place. It gets distributed evenly on a conductor. Next is insulators. Now as we know that good conductors means they will allow the electric current to pass through them, while insulators, they will not allow the current or electricity to pass through them. Examples of insulators or non-metals are glass, plastic, nylon, wood, etc. We have seen that in metals, that is in good conductors, there are free electrons which can move, while in insulators the electrons are not free to move and hence they will not conduct. So these are called non-conductors also. So if some charge is put on an insulator, it stays at the same place. It will not move from that place. We have seen that in a conductor, if the charge is placed on one place, then it will distribute all over the conductor, which is not the case in the insulator. So students, today we have completed 3 topics of chapter 1, and I advise you to go through this topic from your text.